Hi, this instructional video is about writing the function form. Writing the function form when given in some sort of an equation. Here's an example of what a function form looks like. You see this? A function form, it will always have a y on the left side of the equation. For our purposes, it will always have a y on the left side of the equation, and on the right side, what will usually follow is some sort of an x term, and then plus or minus some other number. So it will usually look like this. Y is equal to some x plus or minus some number. Now, there are times when there may be no x's at all, but usually it will have an a y on the left and an x on the right with some numbers that follow. So that's a function form. And so the direction is, on number 1 through 6, we are to write this in a function form. And then they also want us to write a table of values. I got some easy way of doing that for you, okay? Check this one out. I'll do the easy ones and you try the hard ones over here. Number 1, obviously, to make number 1 into a function form like this over here, a y has to be by itself. So how do I get rid of this negative 2x? Well, when we're solving an equation, we always go backwards. So for example, what's opposite of minus 2x or opposite of negative 2x? What's positive 2x or plus 2x? However, in an equation, whatever you do on the left side of the equation, you have to do it to the right. So we add 2x to both sides. And we're going to put a line underneath to show that it is this term combined with this term. Back in elementary school, for example, you always did something like this. 12 minus 4 equals. See that thing? Equals. Or is. Okay? And that's what that is. The reason why I point that out is because some kids will put a line in between. So in this case, on the left side, that's an additive inverse. Negative 2x, positive 2x, or minus and plus 2x, they become 0 when you combine them. So don't even bother putting a 0. It's just gone. So all that remains on the left side is just y. Now here's the tricky part. You see, for this equation to be a function form, the x has to come first. So some kids will go minus 4 plus 2x. No. You have to put the 2x first. Minus the 4. So there's your function form. Now the table value, here's an easy way of doing it. All you need to really do is just pick up 2 numbers. But I'll do 3. How about negative 1, 0, and positive 1? Yeah, that's all. So for example, if I put a 0 in here, can you see that 2 times 0 is a 0? It's gone. So if I just cover it up, you could see that y is equal to simply negative 4. And if I put a 1 here, 2 times 1 is 2. So it's like saying 2 in the bank, take out 4, you're going to owe the bank some money, which is going to be negative 2. And right away you can see a pattern. From 1 to 0, it's going from negative 2 to negative 4. Then it must be over here, negative 6. That's all. So why don't you try numbers 2, 3, and 4. And if you dare, try the 5 and 6. Go ahead. Okay, so first thing you have to do before you even do a table of values, the direction was to make this into a function form. So you had to move, to make it look like this, the y by itself, you have to move the 3x. So what's the inverse of the positive 3x? It's negative 3x. Whatever you do to the left side, you have to do it to the right side. So on the left, 3x and negative 3x, they're called additive inverse. Since they're opposite, they cancel, they 0. All you have remaining is 2y equals, be careful, right? Yeah, the x comes first, so negative 3x. And since there's no sign in front of the 8, it's just plus or positive 8. We're almost done, because there's that 2 little thing still hanging there. So what is the inverse of 2 times y? It's divide. So take that coefficient 2 and divide it to all the terms on the left and the right. So on the left side, the 2 and the 2, they simplify to a 1 identity, so just y. Now we have a fraction here. So we get 3 over 2 negative x plus 8 over 2 reduces to 4. Now, we have a fraction, but it's still a function form. There it is. Now you're wondering, oh boy, we have a fraction. How do I do this? No problem. But here's a trick. When you choose a table of values, when you have a fraction, look at the denominator. And the number you want to choose for the domain, the input, you don't want to put a 1 in there. You want a number that is going to cancel or simplify the denominator 2. For example, negative 2. The negative 2 will reduce the positive 2. I'll show you in a minute. The 0 is always a winner. 0 is a winner in this lesson. And another positive 2. Yeah, try avoiding numbers that are not factors of 2, the denominator. So let's test it out. And I'll use a separate sheet of paper to show the work for this one. Check this. Can you see that if I took this function y is equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 4, and if I put a 0 in there, that's an easy one. Anything that is multiplied to a 0, it's a 0, so that's gone. So y is simply 4. That was easy. And how about the 2? You go y is equal to negative 3 over 2x, but it's going to be 2 plus the 4. Check this out. Back in elementary school, a whole number, the teacher will tell you, you could always put a 1 underneath. And the word was, even though it's not correct, you could cross cancel the numerator and the denominator. So all that remains with this term is negative 3 over 1, or simply negative 3 plus the 4. That's like saying you took out $3 from the bank and you put back $4, you have a bank balance of $1. There it is. And look what's happening, a pattern. From 2, you get a 1, to a 0, you get a 4, and if you go increase by 2 more, or in this case, decrease by 2 more, you're going to increase by 3. So this will be 7. Now, why don't you try 3 and 4?